This episode is sponsored by a gift real special. So take off the top, take a look inside. Loot your mask in the box. Okay, before I get into this, the funniest part is Joe Tessiter says, I did it and she just felt it. I swear to God, he really does sound like Mean Gene a lot, dog. So, oh, shit. Okay. If I can be serious for a moment. Hold on. I need a second. Hold on. I'll put this on.
More needs to be seen or said. I did it, and she just felt it. Incredible raw emotion.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Naomi, you bitch. You fooled me. They fooled me. They had me. For those, anyone was paying attention, I had a whole ep up on how Naomi didn't do it. And right after this, I done swiped it down. Soon she said that she did it. Oh my gosh. Okay. I have several thoughts on this. First one is, for some reason, and I haven't seen any backstage anything from WWE right now, something is telling me that after they did this, the three of them went in the back crying. Because I really do think that they are like sisters in the back. And as I said, well, the episode, only like a few people saw it. That I hope that the rumors are not true, yada yada. Anyhow, next thing I want to say, it kind of feels like, and this is just coming from a creative and a filmmaking perspective, it almost feels like, I don't know, this is my own thing, like a method that I would have used is I would not have told, basically each person out of the three of them had a secret and no one knew the other secret outside of maybe Jade. And I think that Jade did not watch what was going on. I think that she was cued, because had she watched that live, she probably would have teared up and wouldn't have had the emotions. So I think, I don't know anything. I'm just guessing, because this was like an emotional moment, and it would have just been good for her just to say, we're going to pull up and tell me when's the time to go in. The truck pull up and she gets out and just goes. That's just the vibe that I'm getting. Okay, now back to what I'm saying the method is. Bianca, when they film this, right, this is completely me guessing. All right, this is just the way I'm not even guessing, it's how I'm looking at it, interpreting it. And shooting a scene, this would be a good way to do something, right? A nice experiment. Bianca, her goal is to get the truth out. She doesn't know in reality if Naomi did it or not. This is before they're going to shoot. So backstage is, your goal is to get the truth out. You don't know what she's going to tell you. So you're going to have to decide how you're going to respond, if it's one or the other, right? Two, Naomi, you know what your scenario is, and it's either basically everyone's going to find out tonight. No one already knew. That's the vibe. I was kind of just the way that good acting is good acting, emotion is good emotion, but something that was like the way that Naomi was giving it back. It almost felt like somebody, this is just my interpretation, like I said, in the back was like, it can either go one way or the other. You have to hold in the secret. So if you tell her no, no is what we're going with. If you tell her yes, yes is what we're going with. Sounds crazy, but it is a method of acting. Um, and just knowing that if I told Bianca, okay, this is going to be, if I told Bianca and Jade, everything is up to Naomi and how she wants to interpret it. If she says yes, the truck is going to pull up and we roll in, and Jade, you're going to get out. And Bianca, you're going to respond how you're going to respond. If she says no, then we will proceed with a different storyline, which is option A. Did they really do this? I cannot tell you, but as a good acting method and technique, this is kind of how it felt, and that's exactly what I would have done. Just watching this, just like, oh, this would have been a really good technique just to, really pull that emotion out, because Naomi was saying some things and she was emotional. So just this is just, great character work. And in the previous app that I took down, I did speak on character work. And just to make mention of it, I spoke on how I didn't think that Bianca's character should have been happy go lucky right after, from the time she was in Elimination Chamber until this episode of SmackDown. She should have been downtrodden. And had she sold it that way, because everybody was expecting that she did it, had she sold it that way, downtrodden, I was talking about how, if she won the match just based off the trauma that she saw, to have her stand in the apron and point to WrestleMania, they could have done that another time, just through promotions. We know you're going to promote WrestleMania regardless. You could have had her walk out that ring in tears, just an emotional wreck, and Michael Cole could have took over and explaining that. But to see what she did now, and I was also comparing Bianca's emotion from last week to Rhea's emotion when she lost the title. There's a huge difference. You saw that Rhea was really putting in the work. You'd have to watch the match again, watch the end of it, and then watch the promo that she did after. And you'll see what I'm talking about. But this SmackDown, Bianca showed up. They all showed up. Now, my other question is, what now happens with Trinity? What now happens with Trinity? I don't want her to, because think about this. She just got smashed on by Bianca 2 times. To me, from my knowledge, you see the person get beat up, and then it's weeks before something else happens, and it leads up to a match. So I'm hoping to God they're not trying to fire her by doing this, because that would be dumb. In fact, it'd be fucking dumb. But is she going to be able to get some get back on Miss Cargill or not? And if so, she got to be in full fucking beast mode. She has to do some diabolical stuff, because, when we look at the perception of Jade, the muscularity, the height, yada, 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 she comes off as threatening. So she's going to have to do some real rotten egg shit, unless they're going to team up with Naya and somehow pull Tamina out in the back. Then that could be a problem. Of course, everyone's going to scream. You know what they're going to scream, so I'm not going to even say it. But if she's going to get back, it has to be fucking up a couple of her matches and doing her dirty. Seriously, if you ask me. Or they just, how do you just walk away from that? How do you just have Naomi do this and then that's just the end of it? So yeah, this was a good payoff. I'm just a little confused with her getting smashed down twice by Jade and running off out of fear rather than them just scrapping or something. I don't know because basically you kind of weakened her. It is what it is. I guess we're going to find out in the weeks to come what this all is going to lead up to. But if this is just Caputo, that's on you guys. So, because now it's like, what are you going to do with Jade now? Because there is no more tag team stuff. As far as I know, she's going to be focusing on Mania, her singles thing. So, you know, it is what it is. All right, we out. Or are we going to see Bianca 2 belts? Because everybody wants to be 2 belts, 4 belts, 8 belts, 10 belts. I think it would be an awesome idea if one or two things happen. One, now Bianca, now Jade goes on a tear. She don't want to be tagged up. She want to be singles, and she just wants to smash. Because if you think about it, 2 times she was supposed to, she was in competition with Bianca. That was for the IC title when she got wiped out by Naomi, and when they were doing the Queen of the Ring, and she had the run-in with Nia Jax. So they never got to square off. We also never got to see Bianca and Naomi square off in the chamber. We saw a little bit, a week or so when they had some tornado, whatever, but it was very brief. But yeah, that would be an interesting way to go. Would be Jade. She put it in her little tweets, But just from this incident, she don't want no friends, and she's just gonna smash down everybody leading up to it. That's if they decide to put the strap on Bianca at Mania, and it will somehow lead up to that toward SummerSlam or something like that. I don't know. I just think that would just be a cool idea that one incident just I'm done messing with everybody. I don't want any friends, nothing, nada, zilcho, zilpo, boom. Because if you heard the Rhea Ripley promo, it would be similar. So you have one that's acting one way on Raw and one that's acting another way on SmackDown. Totally understandable after what happened here. The other option would be, it would be very interesting if, as effed up as Naomi is, Naomi ends up being right, and Jade does do something shitty to Bianca down the line. Where would Naomi fit in this? It can end up being a triple threat match or something, but that's what I got for now. All right, so I'm out with that. This was a great piece, and respect. I'm out. But now, upon further thought and review, if you really wanted to layer this Naomi storyline, if they would have done what I kind of suggested, which was blame Bailey, because Naomi and we as viewers knew, and this was one of my biggest pet peeves, well, not one of my biggest, but a pet peeve that I had, that Bianca and Bailey just all of a sudden out the blue, it was just cool when Bianca, when she was having a match and Bailey came and saved her or did something. I think it was to Nia Jax, whatever. It was like the week before the what's that? What's the face that happened? Survivor Series, War Games. And she was like, after she said, she's like, well, you trust me now, yada yada yada. There was a lot of animosity there. It still would have been cool if Naomi would have alluded to maybe it was Bailey right around this time. If she would have came out and said it was Bailey, this, and this, even, or still drop little breadcrumbs where you might think it's Bailey, but we will later, of course, find out it's Naomi. Now you've layered it because now she's got an enemy. Naomi's Naomi has an enemy being Jade, more than likely Bianca, and definitely Bailey now. And Bailey had her back for a while, and she had Bailey's back. So to see her do the misdirect and have Bianca, because it would have been really easy to say that Bailey was involved because Bianca would have fell for it easily because of everything she went through with damage control. But then you're layering it. But side note, if you watch the post conference after the chamber with Triple H, he said himself that I think he said something to the notion of is exciting to like have a story go when you have no idea where it's going. So that says to me, and it kind of looked like it almost, you know, that's why I'm like, why did you have Jade smash her down twice? That's anyway, it's neither here nor there. And that's why I'm also saying now what happens with Naomi after watching her get beat up twice and taking her strength away, you know, it was this just to put the cap on to get Jade back in, on television and then we're not going to discuss this anymore? Or is this going to go further? But with that being said, I'm going back to what I was previously just saying. To have it layered where you think it's Bailey, now Naomi's caught in a trifecta of lies, of three people wanting to go after her. That's layering and that's storyline. All right, I'm good. I'm out. Let's have another brain aneurysm of a thought. I'm out. Thank you.